This is part of a series on Maximum Doom, and the beginning of a series on ASD2.WAD, also known as AS-Doom 2, The Final Countdown. Not to be confused with AS-Doom 2.WAD, which was the Doom 2 conversion of AS-Doom.WAD, which is itself the prequel to this bad boy. I hope you're keeping up. It's an unfinished 8-level map set for Doom 2, developed by the same author, Andy Shepard, and it comes with a whopping 9 files, including 5 text files. Like I said before, the guy's a fucking motor mouth. Unfortunately, the plot this time is even worse. First off, it's got more dialogue than a Tarantino film, although thankfully Doom Guy doesn't suck a foot. The backstory takes place after the events of Doom 2, so you just performed the world's most irritating headshot on the world's biggest head. You walk back to Earth, somehow, and use a communicator to get in touch with the rest of humanity. They inform you that there's still a shitload of demons stranded on the planet, so the human race decided to tuck tail and run, basically. The idea is that they'd get in a fleet of ships and head on up to some lunar bases. See, the hordes of hell never bothered attacking the moon. Cacos were afraid they'd bounce off into outer space. However, on their way up, the fleet starts getting pulled back down to Earth by some kind of, hell magic, I guess. And while they are managing to stay airborne, they're slowly losing the battle. Your mission? Kill everything so the cowards can escape. Now the demons have holed up in a nuclear bunker somewhere in southern Italy. Apparently it reminds them of home. You're being teleported in, and the fact that you're pistol starting is actually addressed. The fleet has teleportation technology, but they're gonna have to use a lot of power if they want to beam you over to Naples or wherever the fuck. And the more shit they have to beam, the more power it takes. So you need to ditch as many weapons as you can. Personally, I think I'd ditch my clothing first and just freeball it if it meant I could take a BFG with me. But I guess that's not how they do things in the Marine Corps. Fortunately, Map 1 has you being portaled to a garrison next to the bunker, so you can stock up on supplies. The downside is that you only have about 5 hours to get the job done before the fleet comes crashing down on top of you. Coincidentally enough, it took me about 5 hours to read all this shit, so I guess they're fucking dead. Like I said, this is all relayed to you via conversation. But there's actually another problem. See, Maximum Doom only contains about 2/3 of ASD2. It's missing the last 2 maps. It also only contains 1/3 of the main text file. There are 2 more lengthy piles of garbage that you're meant to read through in between certain maps. And yeah, they are almost exclusively boring, shitty dialogue. Imagine you're playing Doom 2, and you reach that first intermission before Map 7, and instead of a dead simple text screen, you gotta read a fucking Stephen King novel before Romero's big-ass head lets you continue. Oh, and then there's the epilogue, which has its own fucking text file. Look, there's way too much story and it's told horribly. So let's just get on with the damn map. Right from the outset, things are already more promising than the prequel, and a bit harder. If you stick around this area for too long, you'll wind up holier than the Virgin Mary's hymen. So grab the goodies. There's plenty of shit lying around to help out if you know where to look, although even with an invis, sniping these assholes up on the walls isn't much fun. Neither is this. Yep, our old friend, the shit lift returns, and is back with a fucking vengeance as we'll see in later maps. For now, you gotta cross an invisible line def in here to even activate the damn thing. An arrow so stupid it belongs on the CW. After that, you gotta head inside to grab some keys. It's dark as hell and you can't leave until the job is done, but while you're trying to pick imps out of the shadows, an archvile will be roaming around outside, undoing all your hard work. It's a pain in the ass, but not because you have to kill some gunners again. No, the real issue is that this bastard will wander all over the fucking place. You'll need to keep eyes in the back of your head, cause this jack-off in a box can pop out at any second. Or, if you're unlucky like I was in one of my practice runs, motherfucker will be waiting for you when you teleport back to the beginning area. With that being said, health really isn't an issue. You get 3 soul spheres, and 2 of them come courtesy of secrets so damn obvious you can't miss them. I do like the 3rd secret, however, which lets you get the drop on a few gunners. I also like the way the buildings look, but I am a sucker for this black wall texture. It's a decent little map, and while it's not exactly difficult, it's still no walk in the park, at least not by 94 standards. Speaking of which, the level is actually called A Walk in the Park. Yeah, he gave them names this time. We're starting off strong. I think I'll give it 5 out of 10. Next.